Yo, what up? I am building a newsletter business and I'm going to give you weekly updates, even if this whole thing shits the bed. We are on week 6. Let's get cracking. All right, so last week we sent out the chicken pot pie at a glance, week over week. We went up on subscribers. We were about the same, a little down on the percentage, but the click-through rate went up. And the click-through rate when compared to the rest of these is, about on par, still in the 7%. This one was by far the best, but big improvement over last week. The cool thing, though, you'll see, is that the click-through rate went up, but it wasn't because people were just clicking on the recipe. Previously, most people were clicking on the recipe, but not this week, which is good. We had a content test that I did last week that I did in the video for last week. I will get back to it here. Let's jump into the data. So the change, one of the biggest changes I did last week was here down the content. Instead of just summarizing the article, I made kind of a narrative of it. And the narrative was this guy the guy being the person I embody, the 70-year-old white man wearing a fresh pair of New Balances. That guy I embody for this newsletter. He was giving a narrative on basically trying to get naked in the hot tub with his wife. So summary on the article, trying to get naked in the hot tub with his wife. Summary on the article, same thing, getting naked in the in the hot tub, getting naked in the hospital, getting freaky and naked in the hospital. I don't even know what I'm talking about. Let me get to it. And then this third part, again, trying to get naked in the hot tub, trying to get naked in the hot tub with his wife. So there was a narrative here that was going on. My hopes was that trying to do more of a story form would increase the click performance, because most people were clicking down here, not a lot clicking in here. And so far the hypothesis proved to be correct, because the click-through rate, usually it's all usually going to the freaking recipe, but the recipe click-through rate was down a little bit. What helped big time was this. They liked the nostalgia piece that we did here, and then getting naked in the pool, and then the travel piece they didn't care for as much. I'm starting to notice that my demographic, I'm right now, for those who are new to this, the game I'm playing right now is content. I'm trying to give these people more of what they want, and I'm playing a game of engagement. I don't care about my list size. I want super high engagement. Then I will go monetize. I've had monetization offers so far, but I haven't taken them because they're little like nickel and dime things. I want the big money play. The big money play is not so much on the list size, but as much as it is on the engagement. And so that's my whole goal. Let me focus on content. Let me increase the engagement. So if you see right here, for those who haven't been here, this is the highest engagement that we've gotten on these sub links. Again, most people are going to click on the recipe. I get it, but I need more engagement here. And usually we don't break like 8 clicks for that. That's been our highest, I believe, 8 to 9 clicks. And you can see what we did was boom, boom. But they didn't like to travel. And I thought they would. My demographic has a high affinity for to be RV owners and to travel. They're retired, they're older, they have a little bit of money. But they're not digging the traveling, so I got to watch that a little bit. I might have to go with more entertainment type stuff and go with more stories and narratives when I'm giving those types of articles. But that was the good news. So let's talk about the changes we're making this week. One of the biggest ones is I'm going to start trimming some of the fat. I'm going to do something that's counterintuitive. This list size is going to go down. By the time I do the recording next week, I expect this thing to shrink down to about a third. Because what I'm doing is, let me go to audience, I'll go to segments. These are people who haven't opened in the last 30 days. You can see there's about 3,243 of them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you something pretty interesting. I identified these people, and then I created a separate email. So a separate email on a totally different ISP, internet service provider. So right here you have Beehive. This is the internet service provider for us. This is what I'm sending it through. Well, I wanted to email all these people and give them like a last goodbye email saying, hey, you haven't opened the email in the last 30 days. Do you still want to be part of the list? If so, let me know. But I didn't want to send that here on Beehive because it would screw up my data, screw up my stats. Like my open rate would be crappy. So I had an old ISP that I have, and I sent it there, and you can see like the open rate was 8.9%. I mean, my open rate. Well, I had some other people I was trying to engage here, but point being is that the open rate was super low. And so I did this right here where let's see if it'll give us the actual email, view the campaign. It was real simple. You haven't opened any of my emails in a while. It makes you feel like you're not interested. And no worries. I'm going to remove you by this Friday. If you want to be on, say yes, blah, blah, blah. And that was it. It was just like basically, yo, do you still want to be on the email or not? If so, respond. And of the people, we had about 112 people respond and say they wanted to be on the list. And then what we did is now, of this 3,243, 112 want to be on there. Okay, cool. So guess what we're going to do? We are going to delete all these other people, right? So we're going to delete all these other people here who haven't responded. They will get deleted. And so what will happen is overall, my total number of subscribers is going to drop significantly. But what does that mean? I'm trimming the fat. I'm pruning the list. So although we will drop in subscribers, we should increase in open rate. And remember, I'm going for engagement. I need a decent list size. Do not get me wrong. I want quality and quantity. But if I had to pick one right now, it's going to be quality. And I'm going to keep this method of high engagement because when I go to really aggressively monetize it, that is the angle. Is I have people who are over the age of 60 who are highly engaged with this email. They're going to open it. That's a lot better than saying, hey, I got this list of 20,000 people. The open rate's about 10%, but I got 20,000 people. It doesn't matter how many people I have if they're not engaging. So let's look at the posts for the week. What you'll see is this post is a little like it's kind of heavier. We'll see how that goes because it's talking about a guy who's almost killed himself and spent money as if it was going to be his last year on earth, but then decided not to. So now he has a bunch of debt. A little heavy. And so we'll see how this one goes. And then there's more of a narrative in here. This part right here, this is more lighthearted. So I like this part. So for the articles, the narrative here is this woman who is she's over 60. Her husband's she's widowed and she's going buck wild. Like in this part right here, it talks about the 3-day rule for people over 60. She's basically hoeing it up. She's sleeping with people. She knows that she wants to do somebody after 3 minutes. This one right here is about cannabis or alcohol, safer for people over 50. She's like, hell, I do both at the same time. And then this one right here, she's making fun of the person who's writing this. She's making fun of me, I guess, showing more of her personality. So again, there's a narrative thing, giving people a summary of the article, but weaving a story of some kind in there. I went with the chicken piccata because it's summertime. Figure it's a lighter meal. The last one I did was pot pie. It's not summertime, sorry, it's spring. And so the last article I did was pot pie, and that's more of a fall thing, in my opinion. So I'm trying to make sure the recipe fits the time of year. So we'll see how that goes. And the very last part is this PS. I'm going to start putting this PS in here. And this is basically me trying to get them to refer it to a friend. And what did I say here? I need your help with these emails. If you like these emails, please tell a friend to sign up for the newsletter. The more people that sign up, the less I have to pay to send you these emails. I appreciate you. So I'm asking them a favor. I'm asking for a favor, but I'm also giving them a why. So it's an old school marketing principle. For those who don't know, I believe it was the book. It was influenced by Robert Cialdini. It's like the Bible for marketing. But anyways, there was a study in there where somebody would go up, this is back in the day when people would line up for printers, right? They line up to get their stuff printed. And so they did a study where somebody would go to the line and say, hey, can I cut in front of you? And when that person just said, hey, can I cut in front of you? They did not have that high of a success rate. But if they said, hey, can I cut in front of you? Because I'm going to be late for class, then they had a higher success rate. And then they did another part of that study was, hey, can I cut in front of you because I really need to? They still had a higher success rate than asking if I can just cut in front of you. Point being is giving people a reason why. Giving them a because helps the likelihood of people being complicit. Is complicit the word? People being compliant. I don't know if compliant is the word. You know what I'm trying to say. Giving people a why increases your likelihood of getting them to do what you're asking them to do. Words. Having trouble with words today. So anyways, this is what I'm doing. And I want to see if that's going to help with the organic growth and to have them using a link that I get through Beehive, which I can measure if subscribers come through here. So I know if the referral thing is working or not. And either way, I don't care. I might just leave it here regardless if it works or not. Even if I get 1 or 2, that's 1 or 2 more than I wouldn't have gotten. But we'll see. So those are the updates. Those are the changes. Let's see how this thing works. I appreciate you watching. See you next week. Peace.